Welcome back to the High Ticket AI Systems Podcast. Everyone, please welcome the one and only. This is Annabelen Hemelgarn. Did I get it right? Did I say
Hemelgarn.
it? Hemelgarn.
Hemelgarn. You got it.
For the crowd, because English is my first language and I still cannot speak it. For the crowd, please give us the correct pronunciation.
It is Annabelen Hemelgarn.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining
There
us
you
on the
go.
show. I'm excited to dive in. Really quick, so the audience has a bit of background on us. At a very high level, what would you say the company does, and who would you say you guys serve the best?
Okay. We help businesses, usually small to medium sized businesses, scale their business and automate and become more efficient in a nutshell, right? And again, we work with high ticket service based industries. It could be an attorney, it could be high ticket coaches, it can be med spas, chiropractors, dentists, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. Would you say you have not a favorite, but a one where you feel like you have I don't want to say repeatable process, but like a system for X industry? It's like, I know if I work with X avatar, we can deliver Y services and they get Z result. Do you feel like you're going to have that in place right now?
We have that for our coaches, honestly. We definitely have that for our coaches, but we've been having great success with our attorneys as well, and actually a financial planner. So
Interesting.
always opening doors.
Absolutely. And would you say you are automating systems and so code systems? Can you give us a high level overview of what that might look like for a person that doesn't know what that means? They want to know more.
Yes, we literally do create systems, and that means anything from all the way from lead nurture, how do you follow up with a customer, how do you get a customer, lead magnets, all that stuff, all the way down to how do you close a sale, how do you fulfill, how do you keep yourself going. That's anything that you can automate, anything you can get rid of repetitive tasks, but be effective. That's what we do.
So I'm going to ask some nitty gritty questions because I'm going to extract some info. So imagine you're working with me and you run lead gen campaigns, or just they get the lead somehow through various methods, and then once they're in the ecosystem, then your process and system starts or
No, we can do any of it. We can start with the lead gen and create, whether it's through SEO getting leads or if it's getting leads through ads, right? Or it could even be social media where we have some really strong CTAs to get them into your pipeline and then to start nurturing your leads to get, customers.
I love how you brought up lead magnets as a primary acquisition channel. I'm a big component of that. I think Alex
Uh-huh.
Ramosi talks about this. A lot of other people talk about this, but the law of reciprocity is definitely in effect with this. But secondly, I think you build so much authority and so much trust with your ideal client when you provide value for free. And even if
Yes.
they never work with you and they consume it, hats off to them. That's okay. That's just their
Right.
personality. There's other
Right.
business individuals where they say, "I'm way too busy. I'm obviously not the expert in this, but you are. Take my money and let's make some more with it." Right? So, hats off to you in the lead magnets. Or not where, what type of lead magnet would you say is converting best for the coaching industry? Because I am very familiar with that space, so I want to stay there.
Yes. Okay. So if we're going to go with coaches, I find that they do very well with like certain small quizzes, also help really quickly to get people to, or polls or something like that, where you're saying something, but then you're triggering questions in the person's head while they're answering it. Right. So those things work really well as obviously, I mean, we do have quite a few of them where we have value add like checklists or PDF like tips that also work. Depending on the client and depending on what their services are, those are the things that kind of work with them.
From checklists were great because if you can solve one step of the many step problem, it's like it works as a pretty good lead magnet, right? It's
Right.
like, okay, cool. In this example, there's 5 steps to get to the pot of the freaking rainbow at the end, right? Okay, we're gonna solve one, and like if you want us to solve the other 4, you're gonna pay us, right? And I think
Exactly.
it's phenomenal. It works
Yes.
exceptionally.
It works amazing, right?
Absolutely. So now that the lead is in the ecosystem, you talked about the lead nurturing process, which is so vitally important, right? Like, they're a lead. They're in your ecosystem. You should follow up with them as many times as humanly possible. Like, you paid money to acquire them. as a lead, you know? Businesses sometimes
Right.
might get lazy. And like we're all a little lazy, but don't be lazy. All right. We want to win.
Right.
Nonetheless, do you have like
I love
a
that.
philosophy, a principle, like a system where a lead is now in the ecosystem? Like what happens next? Like how many times do you reach out? How many texts, emails, calls?
Okay, so one of the things that you said earlier, which I completely agree upon, is that you need to provide value, right? And so for us, when you get a lead in, you want to completely provide value, whether that's educating them, that's helping them put themselves in scenarios. So it could be a story that they can feel empathetic with, or it's just, hey, these are how to's. You have this issue, you need to solve it. So here are the 5 steps. And here's one step that you can go deep dive, or here's one prompt that you can use to solve this, or here's whatever, right? So always in all our emails, the goal is to provide so much value that the person on the other side is like, "Gee, man, this person knows what they're talking about. And I really need to talk to them a little bit further because I need their help on the other thing." Right? So that's where you want to be. You want to become the expert because you're providing so much value. And that's what your emails are supposed to do. Whether you do that consistently, like once a month or whatever, I like to be in front of their face because when you get a lead, they're really not ready for you yet, honestly, right? So you really want to make sure that they trust you, they know that you can solve their problems. So you want to be able to provide value often. And even if it's every day, if you're providing value, the people don't care. It's when you stop providing value that they're like, this person's a pest and I'm not going to deal with them. So hope that answers your question.
No, absolutely. And I learned this, I did not coin this. I wish I was this intelligent. I learned this from Jeremy Haynes. A legend in the online advertising space. But long story short, there's 6 stages, the way he articulates this. There's 6 stages of the buying cycle. The first two is like unaware. Like I have no idea that this company even exists in the world at all. So that's level one, unaware. And then there's like, okay, I've seen their ad before. Like I know they exist, right? I don't know what they do, what their name is, but I know they're in the world now. The third one is like curious. Like, okay, I seen their ad a couple times. Like I think I know what the offer is. I'm curious. And whenever you're curious, that's the first point where you actually take action. Whether it's downloading the lead magnet, booking a demo with them, filling out a lead form, etc. Now, people think, and you said this perfectly, just because they're a lead now doesn't mean they want to give you their money yet. Like they're not sold just yet. Like
Right.
they filled out information or scheduled a demo with you because they want more information. So what you said, whenever a lead enters the ecosystem, we provide as much value as humanly possible. That actually shortens sales cycles because the two
Correct.
stages that follow, it's like, okay, I'm curious. Now I'm interested. Now I'm like really, really interested. That's the fifth stage. And then I'm sold. Like that's level 6. And when I'm sold,
Right.
I give you my money. Right.
Yes.
In order to shorten these sales cycles, like I said, you said it perfectly. Give them as much value as humanly possible, right? Without necessarily
Yes.
them asking for it. And what are some things that they're
Mm-hmm.
going to know? Like if you help with X, he calls this back end selling systems. It's like
Mm-hmm.
behind the scenes, a sneak peek into the course or into your mastermind if you're an online coach selling a course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like some interviews that you've actually done with clients and like have a live case study that builds trust, right? Or like your methodology, like your philosophy and methodology broken down in plain English on what the market does and why we think it's failing this way, what we do
Mm-hmm.
benefit from the way that we do it, right? If you can just like hammer them, he says, hammer them with this
Yeah.
value, like the probability of them converting quicker goes up significantly.
Exactly. You're so true, so true. And there's so many ways to do that, you know? And again, like I said, with all those lead magnets, you can always give them something where they download a PDF or another or use a prompt or whatever it could be. Sometimes we even just do, it's so much easier with AI. We create like a mock minimum viable product. If there's an actual product that we can provide for them, that is also something that you're providing value. You're opening up their eyes to, I didn't know what I didn't know, right? So what you're trying to do is teach them what they didn't know. So then all of a sudden they're like, "Wait, I love that. Now I need that because I didn't know I needed that." So that's what is going to be like the aha moment, if you will.
Absolutely. I was doom scrolling last night. world, please forgive me. But I came across this video about Alex. Do you know what doom scrolling is?
Gosh, my husband does it all the time. All the time.
Oh, shout out the husband. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, like last night I doom scrolling for literally no reason. But nonetheless, I was watching Alex Hormozy and he said, we analyzed 200 top performing ads and 40 of them, like 40 of them, all they said in the ad was just proof. Like they just had proof that this worked. Right. And like, okay, I guess that makes sense. But like the kicker behind that is like people just want to know that like it works, right? And the more proof you have, like, that's all they really need to know to be convinced is like, does it actually work? The second thing, and this is the more important thing, is you don't know what you don't know. So if you can explain something and articulate yourself in a new way and truly educate the audience and educate the prospect, it's like, oh, this person has to be smart. He just taught me something.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So and that's the thing about being an expert. Like I feel like I know nothing in the world. But like if you put me in this corner, I know like these three things to my fullest extent. Like I
Yes,
know these three things, but everything else don't know. Don't ask me, don't care. But these things, I'm the expert. And
I
I feel
know
like
it.
that's what allows business owners to actually succeed, right? Is like not
Right.
niching down, but just being the expert in like two or three things, you know?
Yes. No, I love it. I love it, love it.
Yeah, sorry, I get a little hyper.
No, I think it's great. Actually, it's so funny you say that because, like, one of the things I harp on, I wrote a book called The Thinking Edge. And in the book, it's kind of like how do you stay relevant in the age of AI? But what I'm trying to get people to understand is it's AI is there to support us, but it's our brains, it's our thinking, it's that expertise that you were just talking about, that expertise that puts you above everything else is what's going to keep you relevant. And that's what I think people need to just focus on is those three things that they really, really know and how do they help people, whatever it is they know.
Right, right. No, 100%. And on the topic of AI, it is a tool, right? And
Yes.
if you are going to give a hammer to a novice freaking home builder or contractor, probably not going to build the nicest home, right? Or if you
Right.
give a freaking hammer or a tool to a 25-year expert, he's going to build a pretty sick ass home, right? Really, really
Yes.
cool house.
Yeah.
Maybe a bad example, but I think you know what I'm
I
saying.
think that's a great example. Absolutely.
Yeah, so obviously, like you were saying, if you are the expert in said space, you can provide all of this context to AI, and now your answers, your product, your systems are all enhanced
Correct.
because of the
Correct.
initial context you gave.
Absolutely.
Let me ask a separate question here. Okay, cool. So working with coaches, lead magnets are the baller. You help with systems and processes. When I hypothetically work with you, right? I guess what are the deliverables? Is there like coaching or mentoring of any kind? Like how does a support system work?
So we have a few things because we're more of an execution, right? We create automations. That's a product that we provide. We have a toolbox for people who can utilize their all in one marketing needs, I guess you would say. But what's really cool is I'm really big on trying to put your brain into it. So before you even start, we create a brain and knowledge base, and then it creates your content, it creates your blogs, it creates your social media, it creates your avatars, all that good stuff, but it comes from here first, right? Here, your goals, your who you are, your vision, who's your audience, what do you want to help them with, all that good stuff, right? So I feel like that is one that we also provide. And then with that tool, we also have calls, group calls for them to, maximize it, for people to share how they're using it, all that stuff. But then with our other customers, where we're actually creating automations, we always try to build a partnership with them. And so we'll have calls with them. Sometimes it's weekly, sometimes it's monthly. Usually at the beginning it's weekly, then it turns to monthly calls. But how do we make sure we're effectively giving them the product that they need? So it's always a constant communication, regardless of what kind of path they use our products with.
Gotcha. I think you said something pretty important where the onboarding process, it's initially a few weekly calls, like to the
Hmm.
cadence, and then it kind of drips off to monthly. I learned that from
Hmm.
Cole Onboarding whenever I was in his program. And I didn't know why until I obviously I guess learned why. You don't know what you don't know. But the whenever someone's brand new into a program, they're learning a lot. They're getting a lot of support. They're just getting their feet wet,
Yes.
etc. And if you can kind of coach them, mentor them through the first 4 weeks, right? So
Hmm.
onboarding and then three follow-up one-on-ones weekly. It's like, okay, I know the community, I know the product, I know how to get support, I feel like I have my basis. And then around 30 days or later, you could fall off to monthly. And what we've noticed internally, and I'm sure you've noticed it as well, is retention is a bit more sticky, or it's stickier
Yes.
whenever
Right.
you ask calls initially. Is the husband involved in the business at all? No? Okay.
No, unfortunately. I wish he was, but for now, he's not.
Okay, no worries, no
I
worries.
keep on trying.
He doesn't wanna partake?
He's no, not right now.
Alright, we'll keep it there, we'll keep it there.
We'll
No,
keep it at that.
for sure. Okay. What are these systems that you like the software? Is it your own software for systems?
Correct. Yes, it's pretty incredible. Yeah, the tool that we have makes incredible content, but again, it's truly because it's linked up to your knowledge base, right? We also I have a really great part at the very beginning is your very dashboard will show your calendar. It'll show you like it has a personal concierge, so you can ask it questions like, "What should I prioritize today?" And again, it's coming from your goals and what you're trying to achieve, so it helps you plan what you're supposed to do for the day. It gives you tasks that you're supposed to do. It shows you your daily meetings. And what I love about it too, it scrolls through my email and it only shows me the most important things I have to answer because I hate email. So, anyway, so that's a nice little fun little trick that I have in my little app that really saves. Again, it's about saving time, being more effective, and being, what's the word I'm trying to use? Just managing your time. That's it.
No, absolutely. And I don't know when I learned this, but I learned this. And you said something pretty important. Personally, and I think most business owners care about just these 2 things, making more money or saving time, right? And, like, if you think and I maybe I'm wrong, but at a very high level, I think I'm right. If you look at, like, all the products and services out there that businesses invest in, I promise you it's making more money or it's saving time, like, that's why they're doing it.
100%. That's exactly it.
That's funny. So
That's why I
the
think I have a home run right now.
Yeah, no, that was the follow-up question, is I would love to know more about this MVP or, like, this actual software product. Is this yours you developed internally? Do
Correct.
you do
It
you
is.
license do you license this out to clients? Is that part of, like,
I
the
do. It is
Okay.
exactly. I'm actually looking for affiliates right now to get it out. My goal is to sell 500. We just launched it. So my goal is to have a 500 by the end of the year. So obviously I'm looking for some affiliate people who want to sell it, but then I'm also you can white label it as well for agencies if that's something that they might want to give to their audience, something like that too.
What would
All kinds
ballpark
of solutions.
what would if one were to just work with the software, like, not the full package of anything, ballpark, what would that cost someone? Is it monthly,
So we have
yearly?
3 tiers. Yeah, it's monthly, 3 tiers. The main basic one is $97, so that's where it starts. It ends up at 497, 3 so 97, 297, 497. And the $97 one is just your brain. It's some content. It's your daily calendar and what to do, right? And then after that, when it gets into automations or social media or any kind of development pipelines, that kind of stuff, that's where it ramps up. So,
Okay, so not $97 up to $497. You said they get content with this. So talk to me. What do you mean? Like how'd that work? Like video scripts, video content carousels?
yes, we have video scripts, we have blogs, we have definitely social media posts because you always got to have the social media posts, but it also helps you create the images. We have an image lab, we have a video lab, we can make an avatar, we can clone your voice. It's pretty much got everything you kind of need in an app that's all in one. My goal in it and my vision is to stay in the app. So you don't have to have all this extraneous tools because I don't know about you, but when I subscribe to 5 million different AI apps and actually just apps in general, I find that I don't know how to use them all. And I end up just tabling it and then I pay out the wazoo for another app that I just never use, right? Because I just don't know how to use it or I have to jump back from this to this to this and it's too much. And again, what did we say? Make money, save time. So I wasn't making money, I was losing because I keep on buying all these apps and I was definitely not saving time because I was doing 5 million different things. And I was trying to learn it all. Can't do it. So that was the whole premise of the toolbox.
That's actually really important that I think low ticket subscription apps could probably take advice from. It's like have an onboarding video, like if it's just in the mobile app, like a few onboarding videos and like how to actually work the damn thing. Because if you were to purchase like enterprise SaaS, like $50,000, $100,000 like per year subscriptions, like best believe you're getting onboarded. Like it's
Yeah,
like a
heck yeah.
month
It's a
onboarding process.
major yes.
You know what I mean? To ensure that you know what the hell you just purchased and how to use the damn software, right?
Correct.
When it comes to we do like to talk about client acquisition systems. If you don't mind, what are
Mhm.
some systems you like to utilize for you and the company?
So for client acquisition, I like to we actually use our tool obviously to onboard and bring them on. And within our client acquisition, we will use the tools to nurture, again, like use it for them to help nurture their leads. And that's actually setting it up, right? I think the biggest problem is when you get a new client, getting them set up for success sometimes doesn't happen. And that's where you lose your clients, right? You want to make sure that they're very clear on what they get, how they get it, when they get it, and all that stuff. So setting up expectations for our client acquisitions, trying to get that started on onboarding. And then from there, we then help them all the way through the process. It's like holding their hand. It doesn't necessarily have to be one-to-one meetings. It could be coaching. It could be group calls. It could be videos that we provide for them. Does that make sense? Did I answer that question?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you are, I guess, acquiring new clients for yourself, do you go to networking event to like speaking engagements, or do you run ads or like all LinkedIn at all?
Yes, we actually do webinars as
Okay.
our probably our biggest one right now. And we have been doing Facebook ads as well. And of course, social media, just getting some organic. Currently, that's what we're doing currently for us. And then, of course, for our clients, we can do Facebook ads, Google ads. We have a really cool, nifty LinkedIn outreach as well that's been working pretty well for us, which is kind of fun.
About the webinar, I know from Jeremy Haynes, the guy that I follow pretty religiously, webinars right now are crushing. So, do you run Facebook ads to drive traffic to the webinar?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And we
Is
just started doing that recently. I had to stop for a while just because we were building the thing that we were gonna share, but now that we've launched it, now that we're gonna be doing it at a cadence of every week.
Yes, okay. Well, what time do you like to go?
Right now, we're doing lunchtime.
Lunchtime?
What? Because
Okay,
'Cause I'm East Coast right now, so it,
okay,
allows me to take, Pacific PST time, and they can still do it, and it's not too late. I mean, it's not too early, and then the other is not too late, and then for Eastern, it's on their lunch break. So it kind of works out for now.
for sure. What day of the week do you like to host the webinars?
Right now, we do Fridays, and we're going to start actually doing Tuesdays. I don't necessarily think Fridays. Sometimes people clock out, so I think I'm going to be moving it to Tuesdays. I've been doing it. I haven't really tested a lot yet, so I'm in that process.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And for your demographic, lunchtime works great. If you sold to
Yeah.
consumers like corporate individuals, like a side hustle, I say
Uh huh.
after 5 p.m.
After
typically.
hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or the weekend.
Yeah.
For the funnel that you're currently using, is it an opt-in? And when do you typically start launching ads for the webinar?
So we launch ads for the webinar a week before, just because people are short lived. If I do it longer, people forget even why they even signed up for me. So for that, for sure, a week before, and then sometimes it like said during our post, it's kind of like lukewarm, 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 and then the week before, then we'll say CTAs to the actual webinar.
Is it a live webinar or recorded?
Yes, right now, right
Okay.
now it's live.
Good, good, good. Keep it live, keep it live. I don't think people or you can do he talked about this, I think at, like, high levels of scale, maybe this might work, but essentially, if the first 5, 10 minutes is live, so, like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
it's live," and then, like, you fucking cut to, like, the recorded webinar, and, like, I don't think that's been successful, but he said it's open to try, but
I've seen it work. I've never done it, honestly. And the
yeah.
problem with my stuff is I keep on changing things, right? Or we keep on adding new things. So I can't. I cannot possibly do it recorded because it just won't do it justice.
You
So,
gotta
yeah.
perfect it. No, exactly. So
Yeah.
what's essentially the product and the price point what you're selling on the webinar? Is it like a yearly subscription with, like, major discount and, like I guess, yeah, I'll let you answer.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It is actually. It's if you actually get on the webinar, it's 50% off. So that's a big value. to
Hell
be
yeah.
able to use it. And of
Absolutely.
course, I make a plug obviously for being an affiliate so you can make money and have it paid for itself. You only have to share it with a few people and I guarantee you're going to want to share it. So,
No, for sure. And I'm asking because, like I said, like I just love this high ticket conversations about ads. I don't run ads like for clients or like even like
you know,
no. I used to own an ad agency, but I switched it for several reasons. But nonetheless, very familiar in the space. I think like you have to sell high ticket products or services if you're running Facebook ads. Like you can't sell. I mean, unless you're e-com, but like your cost to acquire a customer
yes.
$10. Like the cost
Yes.
per lead in some freaking states is like $10. You know what I mean? So like that's
Yeah.
not
Exactly.
like lead, you know? And like cost per for the cost per registrant is essentially what you probably should be optimizing for. Cost per lead, one
Yep.
might say.
Yep.
Where do you feel like that sits? Like $10, sub $10, over $10?
Well, because you're also doing retargeting ads, I think overall, like I think we're getting clicks at maybe $4, but then we have to retarget. It doesn't matter because it takes them a while to figure out what they're really doing before they'll go to it, but they won't actually sign up until they see the retargeting. So I probably am spending about 6-ish right now, currently.
Per lead or per registrant? Okay, not bad. Actually, pretty solid. Roughly, do you know like the metrics on that? Like cost per lead, the show rate, how many stay into like the last 90 percentile at the 90?
Since we just started again, I don't have the newest numbers anymore. So I need to get that because it was early on, it was very low. So I think that skews my data. So I need to get it a little bit more consistent before I give you some good numbers for that. I'm
No,
excited because it's almost there.
no worries, no worries. Yeah, thank you for sharing on that. So, what would 50% off be? Are you typically selling the 4.99?
Actually, honestly, right now they start off at the 97 because they don't know what they don't know, right? So they start off at the 97, which is really $47, and then they quickly realize I need more than this, so that's when they upgrade.
Got you. Okay, cool. Yeah, I feel like, oh man, Daniel Fazio. I'm listing off all these names. I guess I consume a lot of content. I don't know.
I love that. I love that.
Always trying to learn. This guy named Daniel Fazio. I'm pretty sure he learned it from Alex, but I like the way that he explains it. He calls it like the low ticket to high ticket ascension pathway. So he owns a data software for like emailing or LinkedIn scraping, whatever the hell you want to do with data, right? But for B2B leads.
Mhm.
People didn't necessarily just want to sign up for data. Like, what is the purpose of you signing up for like a data provider? Because like you want leads, you want book deployments, like you want more clients, you want more revenue, right? So he, instead of selling like a $97 software, basically, he still does. But the ads that he runs, it's very similar to your webinar process. He essentially runs like done for you cold email campaigns with like the setup fee being I think 1,500, and then depending on how many emails you want to send per month will determine like the monthly retainer, the monthly price. And he said that converted so much better than just saying, "Hey, we have this database that triple verify leads, like sign up for this." But because you're, for one, doing a done for you service, and two, the outcome is like more appointments. It's like hell yeah, I'm okay paying $1,500 a month for that, or the setup fee, whatever the case is. And then he has
Mhm.
this other offer. Like I guess this is where it's like low ticket, high ticket, right? 1,500 one time, like a few $100 for the subscription, and then the higher ticket offer is essentially learning how to do paid ads. And like, but
Mm.
opposed to like them doing it for you, like you just like pays for his coaching program on like 5-10K. I don't know the exact pricing. I'm just making assumptions here. But, like, the people who you can acquire way more customers on this $1,500 offer, like this low-ish ticket offer, compared to just running ads directly to this coaching program, right? So if you have a pretty
Right.
good fulfillment process and you can actually deliver results for the first product, it makes the ascension process so much easier. Like, that's how you can actually increase LTV pretty significantly, you know?
I 100% agree.
So I imagine with the software that you have, maybe the upsell or cross-sell would be like your done for you solution with like Meta ads, Google ads, SEO, or anything.
Mhm.
Is that how that would work?
Yeah. And actually, sometimes we will do it. Like I told you, I'm a big fan of lead magnets. So we actually have a find your leaks first as well. We're testing that as well to just do a quiz first. Don't even talk about that until after because that's free. and we're checking testing that out right now. So I don't have any numbers yet, but that's what I'm thinking too. Just because again, you have to they don't know me from Adam and there's everybody out there. So how am I going to be a little different? I need to make them realize that I can have a solution.
Absolutely. Like, holding the expert frame. Let's see, I'm coming up on time here. Let's talk about the future.
Yes.
In the next 12 months, what would you have hoped and are grateful for because you did accomplish said thing?
Okay. So I want the goal, like I told you, 500 subscribers by December. So let's just say that's my date, December, right? I want them on there, and I would love to be able to say that I'm helping that many people with getting growing their business and saving time, right? That would make my life so much happier. And then I would be able to then also feel like I could take a step back and just relax, right? Because at the end of the day, that is a system that is repeatable and we're building the engine now because the one thing is I have a lot of done for you right now. Done for you takes a lot of time. So my app I don't do it with them. They do it and we do a few classes. And of course, I can have my team run the classes. So that gives my time back. And that's what I'm trying to teach everybody else is how do you get your time back? What do you do to get your time back and still be a business owner? So it would just solve all the problems
No, I
just
like
like
that.
that.
No, for sure. And what do you think are, like, the necessary steps to kinda get there? You have an idea?
Yeah, for sure. Getting myself out there, one, which by the way is not my norm. So that's already out of my comfort. So that's great. Getting out, telling people more, and then finding partners. So I'm in the hunt for really great partners, referral partners to really help them as well as myself get to my goal.
Okay, cool. And then from a I guess, like, head count and revenue count, if you don't mind, what would be the goal? Are you solo operator, or do you have a couple of, employees?
So I have a team. I have a
Oh, yeah.
team. I have head of operations and an AI expert, and then I outsource a few things to help them, right? So yeah. So it's good little mix. Oh, and I do have a salesperson. I totally forgot. Don't let me forget him. He'll get mad at me. So yeah.
That is very, 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 very funny. Okay, so I assume we're looking to grow a head count, but more importantly, 500 subscribers. What would be I mean, for anyone interested, like, what would be the referral percentage on that? The affiliate percent?
Right now, it's 30% overall, like, if you have the product, it's 30%. However, if I'm looking for some key strategic partners that are really gonna try and sell it, and that, I'm giving them 40%. And I don't care how they do it, if but right?
No.
If they can get it in more hands, I'm gonna give them more money, right? But if for a person who's like, "Hey, I want it to pay for itself," and they're just gonna get me 1 or 2, they get 30%. And that's 30% of the time every time someone pays and uses the app, every month. Right, because it's a monthly recurring subscription.
It's an app on your phone, can I use it on my desktop as well, or?
It's on your desktop mostly, but I actually can use it on my phone, but you have to do it through a browser.
Got you, okay, clean. And then if they wanted to, like, actually see, like, how it works, where can they
So they can get on my webinars and I'll provide you a link for that, or they can just reach out to me at ignitedesignonline.com/spark, SPARK. Just remember that, ignitedesignonline.com/spark, and they can get a discovery call with me and just chat, and I'll then share everything else with them.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Well, you heard it here first, crowd. Go ahead if you're interested in the software and the product making your life easier, you know where to find it. Thank you so much for
Awesome.
talking. I had a fantastic time talking up shop with you. But yeah, we'll have to have you on again. Thank you so much for joining.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jordan.